Nobody knows what these We have 1,650 members, and I don't have any heartfelt story or good jokes, or bad jokes as they may be. But I do have a lot of numbers, so I was always taught if you can't entertain them, baffle them with numbers. Green arrow probably moves us forward. So I love numbers, I love statistics, and somewhere there's a green light. Oh, that was yours, okay. So currently, if you look in Cherokee County, we're a county of about 421 square miles, which I didn't know before I started doing roughly 18 hours of statistics fit into 25 minutes here. In 2000, we had a population of about 140,000. In 2010, 214,000. And in 2020, 260,000 or so people. So you can see rapid growth. Donna and I, my wife's back there, we moved here in 2006. We love it. And if you look at the population growth based upon the data sources of the United States Census, in 2053, with slow growth, we're going to have about 400,000 people. With the potential growth, the growth that we've seen over the last 30 years, we're going to have about 550,000 people in Cherokee County, which equates to, a big population change of another 50% to 100% over what we have today. So, shocking figure for a lot of people when you really think, even with slow growth, we're still going to have another 130,000, 140,000 people. I looked into the number of households because that's what we're all about, is households. We had just about 50,000 in 2000. In 2020, we had 97,000, roughly 2.75 people per household. If you looked at that, what we're going to have in 2053, we're going to have either 950 people per square mile or 1,306. We're going to need an additional housing over the next 30 years of either 1,600 new homes per year or 3,100 new homes per year, just to keep up with the projected population growth. These are all just numbers that the census is providing. So looking, what's happened in the past with the not my backyard, with the keep of other counties, we like the way Cherokee is now, it hasn't been successful in terms of doing what most people, when the chair was talking about the pushback we get from the community, we like the way it is, we don't want it to change, but it has changed. I grew up in a small town in Hawaii, Kailua on Oahu. We moved from there in 2006. It has changed in the last 16, 17 years. The population has doubled. It's become much more touristy and commercialized. Life is about change. If we really look at Georgia, we're not really much different than what the population of Georgia is in other communities that are growing. There are certain communities or counties in Georgia that aren't growing, but Cherokee County, where the metro meets the mountains, we are a popular site. By the way, all these numbers, Shannon, you want to hold your hand up? Shannon's there. She, if you want a copy of this presentation, just give your business card or information to Shannon after the meeting. We'll make sure you get a copy of it. As you see each of your individual cities, if you'd like something like this for your individual city, I'd be happy to put that together and come speak at one of your meetings also. So real estate sales, if we looked at the data February 24 versus February 23, this is just a snapshot. What I look for is trends as I do this from month to month. In all of Cherokee County, our median price is now just under $467,000 for a home. That's the median price. Last year it was $421,000. It's gone up about $45,000. I broke it down to Ball Ground, Canton, Holly Springs, Molesta, and Woodstock. I apologize to the city of Nelson. I don't know much about it. I will for the next meeting. But you can see that our prices have basically gone up across the board. We're real estate agents, and we don't all agree on every issue. You will find even within our organization, we disagree on property tax hikes, we disagree on short-term rentals. We're a large organization, but the numbers just don't lie. But one of the things is people will enter Canton when we're really in Holly Springs. We don't know that. And then we have little portions of Ackworth, and we have a little portion of Alpharetta. So if the numbers don't match exactly, it's because we have some input craziness. Don't look at all this. This is what I want you to see is just a chart for Ball Ground. Look at the chart. Very similar to the chart for Canton. The numbers change. Canton, it's 500,000 is the median price. It's 420 for Ball Ground. We can then look at Holly Springs, and we can look at Waleska, look at how similar the charts are all across the board. And then we have Woodstock, and then all of Cherokee. If we look at what the median prices have done over the last 10 years, this is a simple chart just to show what our prices have done. So when people say there's a problem or there's a challenge, our median price is just about $460,000. It's expensive. So for rents, it's even worse than what you might have right now for rent. Detached homes, we have 87 active, and the median asking price was $2,500. In the last 6 months, we've rented 245, and the median rental price was $2,250. That's an indication that rents are continuing to go up. The attached homes, which are townhouses, you think, well, townhouses or apartments gotta rent for a lot less. They don't. We manage about 100 rentals in my little small company, and we're amazed that the townhouses and the apartments rent for as much as the single family houses. For all intents and purposes, the median rental price is within $50 for a townhouse or an apartment of the single family house. Now there are some conveniences and amenities, and that's why people like them. But most landlords are looking for a 3-to-1 income ratio, which means in order to rent a house here, a family needs to earn about $80,000 a year just to rent a house. So here's the statistics. This one's going to be the shocker, and I'll take my time and explain it to you all. Is right now, for sale as of March 5th, there are 647 active listings. Now that's up from 621 last month in February. The median list price is $599,800. Median sales price was $460. Median asking price $599. Indication of where prices are going. We have 575 houses that are detached. 91 of those 575 are asking over $1 million. Who would have ever thought Cherokee County would have 16% of our active inventory at over $1 million? Raise your hand. No one. We have 73 attached homes with a range from lowest was at 189, and the median price is $465,000. Under $455,000, which was just a little below our median sales price, we have a grand total of 163 homes for sale in all of Cherokee County. So you have a buyer wanting to move into Cherokee County, and they can afford a median priced home. They have 163 to look at. Okay? Now, here's what gets really scary. It's under 300,000 or below. We had 18 homes for sale. 7 were modular homes, completely different financing, completely different lifestyle. 6 are needing major work. Now, they don't come out and say they need major work. They say things like, bring your imagination. Don't walk on the floor, it's squishy. Watch out for the roof leaks, that sort of thing. 3 are on leased land. They're with the Army Corps of Engineers, little cottages close to Lake Allatoona. 0 were attached. There were no, as of March 5th, this may have changed since then, 0 were attached, and 1 was move-in ready, as far as I can tell, under 300,000. And 7 expired. This figure is a figure I use for my real estate friends. because oftentimes the source of business is expired listings. There were 7 that expired in the previous month over that. So there's not a whole lot of product out there for people that want to get started in our housing market. So what does it take to buy a home in Cherokee County right now? So assume there's a $460,000 sales price with a 10% down payment. So this is a young couple or a young single that was able to save $50,000, $55,000 to be able to buy the house, which is a chore in itself. Okay? And if we were borrowing $414,000 with a 7% interest rate, a 30-year mortgage, the principal and interest is $27.55 a month. Typical property taxes would be about $400 per month. Assuming there's an HOA, a homeowners association, that's about $50 per month. Insurance is going to run $140 per month. You know, that depends on credit scores and everything else. For a total monthly payment about $33.49 to buy a median price house. Now, to qualify for that loan, if they were able, with no other debts, no car payment, no student loans, no life insurance, no long-term debts at all, if they spent 40% of their income on a debt-to-income ratio, Dave Ramsey says no more than 25%, a lot of us say 33%, 40% is a high number, they would need to make $100,400 yearly to qualify for this home. And each $1,000 in debt equals another $30,000 in income that they need. The buyers I work generally come to me with 1 or 2 car payments and some student loan debt, and so they're going to need to make $130,000 a year to afford a median price house. 2021 Cherokee County median income, the higher of the 2 numbers, was $90,681. We have a gap. And so what I wanted to spend was a little bit of time explaining where the problem is. It's just numbers. You have a school teacher who I believe starts out somewhere in the middle 50s now, living in Cherokee County. They can't even afford to rent by themselves. They need to get a roommate. In order to buy a house, assuming husband and wife, both school teachers, making $110,000, if they had no other debt and they had somebody giving them the money, well, after they were teachers for 5 or 6 years and they could save up the money, they might be able to buy a house. It's not the dream that we sell the American public. In fact, the chart on the right shows that when I first bought a house in 1980, the median price house was about 2.5 times, 3.5 times the median price income, or what people made. So the cost of the house, my first house I bought was $78,000 in Hawaii, and I was making about $25,000. I could afford it, I could buy it. Now the gap is almost 6 times the median income to buy the house. This is a nationwide survey, so it's not just Cherokee County. Every municipality across the country is facing these same challenges. And if you look on the left-hand side, Goldman Sachs, one of the best predictors in the last few years of what home prices have actually done, are saying that we're going to go up, 5% in 2024, almost 5% in 2025, same in 26 and 27. So over the next 4 to 5 years, the problem's only going to get worse because I don't think wages are going to go up at 5% a year, but the home prices are scheduled to continue to do that, and they certainly have done that in the first 3 months of this year. So what's the solution? We've heard some solutions here. I don't believe there's one solution. There just isn't. The problem is too big. It's like trying to solve homelessness by saying we're going to build a shelter. There's lots of things that go into it beyond that. So I wish there was a magic wand. I wish we could just wave it and say homes are all affordable for everybody, attainable. It's not. But we're not going to be able to attract industry, we're not going to be able to attract our teachers, our firefighters, our nurses, our doctors, unless we have workforce housing that they can afford to buy. So I suspect there'll be 20 or more moving pieces that help solve this problem. And one of them is going to be ADUs will play a part, accessory dwelling units. The city of Canton is doing a lot of good work with that. I suspect reserved attainable homes and new projects will play a part. In Hawaii, when somebody builds a new house project of 100 homes, 15 to 20 of them are reserved to be affordable. And they'll actually be lower quality builds, lower amenities, but they'll be affordable or attainable. Higher density must inevitably play a part. Part of the reason we love Cherokee County is our green spaces, our parks, our rivers, our trails. In order to handle another population increase that we're going to see, we're going to have to increase density. Is that building up, or is that building more units per acre? I don't know. We're going to have to create workforce housing through less regulation or costs in specific areas to build attainable homes. This is working in other municipalities across the country. Community land trusts or long-term leases. You know, the Army Corps of Engineers, we're already sort of used to long-term leases. That could lower the initial cost to get into housing. Although, before we did that, in Hawaii, we had a lot of leased land. It created a lot of problems when the leases ran out. Even if you had 55 years or 100-year leases, guess what? That happens pretty quickly. Community down payment assistance. Education of homeowning boomers to assist their children in buying will play a part. Fortunately, we have an affluent community. We have families that own properties that have equity. We need to educate them as a whole, as this is how you can help your adult children buy their first house. I think there's an educational opportunity there. Allowing for less cost of regulation or lower interest rates. Can we as communities buy down the interest rates to make it more affordable, at least for the first few years? And here's what I know won't work, is keeping everything as it is. It just won't work. We can't do it. Too many people want to move here, too many businesses want to be here, and the businesses will want places for people to work. We want our teachers to live here. We want our firefighters to live here. We want our police officers to live here. And as we continue to grow and we add more staff, where are we going to put them? So I don't have the answers, but what I do know is here at the Cherokee Association of Realtors, we are leaders, educators, and advocates. We are here to support your initiatives, provide you background information, statistics like this for your cities or for your local governments, so that we can make informed decisions moving forward. Not easy decisions, but at least informed decisions. Our membership, we serve our communities, we protect private property rights, and we try our very best to elevate our profession. Realtors rank somewhere below plumbers and above attorneys in terms of respect. But we really work, I know the people that I work with, we want to help families sell houses, we want to help families buy houses, we work hard to do a good job. I promise we will work hard to provide you statistics or whatever support you need in getting your initiatives passed. Again, if you have any questions, my email is mike.stott@mac.com. I will stick around. I'm hobbling. I had unexpected surgery on an infection on Friday, so my wife's going to yell at me saying I didn't sit in the chair. My foot's been up for most of it, and we'll stick around afterwards for the question and answers. Thank you.